Welcome into episode 3 of the Butlers Talks. Football has been back for over a month, and already we're seeing programs and franchises stuck at a crossroad. Expectations were sky high, but reality hasn't been kind. And now these head coaches are searching for answers before their season slips away. From college powerhouses that can't get it done in big games to NFL sidelines where injuries and decisions are mounting, the pressure is real. Let's dive into the coaches who are feeling the heat right now. And before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss a single breakdown. To start us off, we gotta go out to Pennsylvania and talk about James Franklin. It is another season of Penn State being a part of one of the biggest matchups of the season. And once again, it's ending with the Nittany Lions and Franklin trying to figure out how to win these big games. Saturday's loss to Oregon pushes Franklin's record against top 10 teams to 4-21. The last time he was able to beat a top 10 team in his conference was 2016. For perspective on just how long it's been, NIL didn't exist, Chance the Rapper had just dropped coloring book, and I was starting high school. Brother, I have a whole master's degree. I finished high school, college, grad school, and my football career before he was able to get another top 10 win. I have always respected Franklin as a coach and as a man, but he may be better off in a front office role and letting someone else make the calls when live bullets are flying. Now, while Franklin is still searching for that signature win, another coach is dealing with a different problem. Not game management, but building a defense that doesn't waste elite quarterbacks. We gotta head out west to Lincoln Riley. On Saturday, we once again watched USC fail to meet the challenge up front in a big matchup and in several key spots throughout the game. The Trojan defense allowed Illinois to beat them down and march up and down the field over and over again. Every team has had the exact same thought when facing a Lincoln Riley team. Run the ball, slow down the pace, and keep his offense off the field. And on Saturday, the Illini took that approach to give the Trojans their first loss of the year. The ironic part is I actually like their defense this year, especially their defensive coordinator. But they need to fix their mistakes from last week and fast to give Riley a chance to see his vision through. And please, if you're watching your defensive line lose in base, stunt them or at least throw out some blitzes. From a defense that can't get stops to a dynasty that we might be watching the glory days slip away. Clemson and Dabo Swinney are facing questions we haven't seen in quite some time. One of the best quotes I've ever heard is, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you actually let them." For those of you who know, you know. And I think that Clemson is having one of those moments as we speak. For Dabo Swinney and the rest of the Tigers, this was the year to reestablish themselves as national powers while doing it their way. Instead, they went into their bye week stunned at 1-3 and trying to figure out how to pick up the pieces. 3 losses that got worse after worse, a team that everyone across the country assumed would be dominant and explosive, looking more and more defeated as the year has played on. However, they are a team that I will always give the benefit of the doubt to. Though the Tigers might not be playing for championships like they are accustomed to this season, this might be the type of year for Dabo to transform his programs like we saw his rival Nick Saban do into a model that is better suited to go win in today's game, especially starting at quarterback. And while Dabo's Tigers are trying to reinvent themselves in college, in the NFL, there's a veteran coach who is fighting to keep his job after a deplorable start. We have to talk about John Harbaugh. Baltimore so far is one of the few NFL teams that are at this point trying to figure out the direction of their franchise. I was ready to sit here and call for Harbaugh's job, but with all the injuries that are piling up, I think he's received an unworthy, in my opinion, lease on his life as the head of the Ravens. But let me offer some quick thoughts as a Raven fan. I think that he has wasted 2 Super Bowl teams in the past couple of years, and he has shown since Lamar has become a starter that he doesn't have the ability to get them to their ultimate goal. Moving forward, there are 3 questions that the team, and more specifically EDC and Steve Biscotti, need to answer, and fast. 1, is there any juice left in this team or is this season over? 2, who are you building this defense around and who's going to be your core moving forward? And 3, is it even possible for John Harbaugh to win this locker room back? And that's going to wrap it up for episode 3 of the Butlers Talks. Some of these coaches will have time to turn things around, while others may be staring down the end of their runs as leader of these programs. One thing is for sure, the margin for error is shrinking and fast. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Which coach do you think is under the most pressure right now? Make sure to like, share, and follow so you're locked in for the next episode. Until then, we'll see you next time on the Butlers Talks.